What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode, the 20th episode of Control the Narrative, a basketball podcast where we control the narrative around misunderstood and underappreciated players, teams, situations, and just whatever else comes up. Tonight, we got my guy, I Am What You Ain't on. So, yo, bro, what's going on?
Yeah, sir. What's up with you, bro? You good?
Yeah, I appreciate you taking some time out and hopping on. I know a thing or two that you're a pretty big Melo fan, so looking forward to getting into it a little bit with you.
That's a big fact. It's a big fact.
So why don't you tell us, like, how you started liking basketball, who your favorite team was growing up, if you had one, how you started liking Melo, and just kind of the background of your fandom.
All right. Both my parents are naturally tall. My mom is 6'3", my dad 6'4", so I came out 6'7". I played basketball through my whole life, so basketball was like an everyday thing.
Yeah.
I like basketball forever. I was an Allen Iverson fan, until Carmelo got into the league. So that's the only two people I really idolized a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because the way they scored was just so different. It was just
Right.
I just learned the way they put the ball in the hoop. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Wait, explain that though, because when people say that, like, it's different when you watch a guy like Giannis or LeBron bully his way in versus watching AI or Melo like skillfully score.
So like Allen Iverson being as small as he is, he has to, maneuver around, and bigger players, smaller players go around the screen and create his own space for his shot. So it's way more difficult. He's gonna be that's why he plays 2K. The badge tired the scorer means a lot, because they're doing all of this dribbling, mostly ISO work. So by the time they shot off, they tired, but he's worked his way into the paint to get that up, or he's jumped into a bigger 6'9", 6'10" guy and finished around them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just like Carmelo, he can kill you inside and out. You know what I'm saying? From the outside, he's quicker with the heads. He's going to get his shot up. If he's in the paint, he'll fade away. So, you know what I'm saying? When you can score so many different ways, it's better to watch than somebody to just, do one thing good. Well, to me,
all right, so you grew up loving AI and Melo.
Yeah, facts.
And then when they were in Denver, was that like your dream?
Man, middle school was tough because they lost a lot of games, but it was just fun watching them play together.
Right.
That was a big dream come true. I never thought that would happen. So when it did, I was like, yeah, I played with them on 2K and live. Took a lot of L's with them as well. I ain't gonna lie, because their bench is not good. So,
yeah, you got fucking Eduardo Nahara coming off the bench, bro.
I got Earl Boykins coming in. His jumper don't come in. It don't hit nothing. I got Aaron Aflalo. If his jumper ain't hitting, I don't have no bench scoring. Yeah. So you know how that goes.
Yeah. And bro, like that Nuggets team, they didn't necessarily lose a lot of games, but I don't think they won as many as people thought they were gonna.
When you see Kobe every year in the first round, what can you do? It's like
and San Antonio.
Yeah, what type of seed? 8, 7 seed? That's a nice West too. Man. The National was still running good into the Suns, and it was a lot of good teams back then too.
Yeah. So, are you a fan of a team? Were you a fan of a team, or you just like rock wherever Melo goes?
I was always a Melo fan. I always followed Melo. So he was in Denver, I was a Nuggets fan. When he went to the Knicks, I was a Knicks fan. I got this beanie. I get hated on about this beanie. I love this beanie. I still wear it just to let people know this is not nothing fake. I'm a Melo fan for real.
Why you get hated on? Just because it's Knicks?
Yeah, and every time that Melo was there, he just wasn't good, and that's what they say. Even though he stopped KD from getting the scoring, But that's a great argument I bring up all the time with my friends. But they say it doesn't matter. They talking about the now. What have you done for me lately? That's how people are. So,
yeah, exactly. All right, so you said you were a Melo fan. Why don't you tell me your thoughts on what's happened with Melo over these last year or two? A lot of people have an opinion one way or another. A lot of people think it's Melo's fault. A lot of people think he's getting fucked over, blackballed, whatever. So, what do you think about the whole situation?
I think it's a little bit of both from both sides. Even going all the way back to when he signed to New York. the difference in 125 and $80-something million is a big difference. Don't get me wrong. 4 for 80 something and 5 for 120 sounds like a big difference to me, and to anybody it would make more sense to go after the money. And after he did the interview with Stephen A. and he told why he made his decision and why everything didn't go like that, listening to people tell him about, the Heat, and everybody was going to go here and here, and people weren't going to go to Chicago. So the people that they thought they were going to be with, he didn't know for sure.
Right.
So it never was a set-in situation to go to Chicago. I wanted him to go to Chicago, especially seeing D. Rose is coming off his MVP season. Everything was gonna go really good to get whatever Miami was gonna do, whatever LeBron was gonna do in his offseason. It was still gonna. Melo still could have changed the narrative if that was that's hilarious. He still could have made a better decision to go to Chicago. But he went to New York. He played for them. Like, he played hard. He gave it his all, to me at least. You know what I'm saying? He
All-Star every year, bro.
Yeah, he did what he could. Like, he did what he could with the team he had. He fought, and when they forced him out, I would say forced him out because the city of New York is hard to play in, and they hard on Melo, and if you ain't big enough to take it on your shoulders, like when he left and went to OKC, he was ready for a fresh start. I was happy for him for the fresh start. So when he got there and they was like, he had to come off the bench, and that press conference they was laughing at him. So he was like, me come off the bench? It was like, he said I think they didn't have enough balls to move the ball around for him to get as many shots as he needs to get. And he's not a catch and shoot player like they wanted him to be.
Exactly.
And he's more of an ISO, create his own, from the inside out, outside. And he like to, he like to get enough shots. He's a volume shooter. He always been that. So you can't do that with Russell and Paul, who both need the ball, who do this, basically the same thing, but at a higher rate. So you're not gonna see the looks that he needs to see. So OKC was like okay for him. Houston, man, he really ain't even having no time to prove himself in Houston. Yeah, and when he did, when Harden was hurt and he had the 29, I was tweeting, sent a big group chat to everybody like, yeah, what you talking about some Carmelo now? Like, what are you talking about? He's still Carmelo, like he's playing the ball like he's supposed to have it. With Harden not having it, he has the natural ability to score on anybody.
He was allowed to be him.
Factual. He didn't have to adjust to anybody else, but exactly. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
Yeah. So you think he's being blackballed, or do you just think he hasn't learned to adapt like so many people say?
Man, I think yes, the blackballing has happened, but it isn't just him though. And IT spoke on it the other day. It's a great thing you brought to it, because IT spoke on the other day. He was like, it's crazy how all of these great, great veterans like Jamal Crawford and Shumpert and J.R. Smith and all of these people don't have contracts, and they can get a bucket on half of the league right now. Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand it, me. But I think it's just them trying to get the younger players to get them molded, pay them less, than what they have to pay, what these players are asking for. I don't know what they're asking for, but I'm sure it ain't no problem with the league paying them. But I don't know.
And what I don't understand is, it's not even like some of these teams are trying to develop young guys. Like, you look at the Hornets, of course they have a few dudes who are young, and obviously they would like to see grow and shit. But it's not like they're the Knicks where they have Kevin Knox and R.J. Barrett, where it's these dudes have real potential. Mm-hmm. On the Hornets, it's he wouldn't really be taking up anyone's playing time because they don't really have a lot of long-term pieces. So, why not just bring him in? We don't know if they offered him a deal and he said no or whatever. But for him to go to a team like the Hornets, man, they're really, really bad as it is. You go prove yourself that you can still score with anybody, be the team's number one option, number two option, whatever. And then what do they get back for it? They get fans in the fucking stands. They get sales. They have somebody that they can market and shit like that. So I think that would be a win-win. And then at the deadline, a team like the Lakers or the Clippers or whoever, then they see that shit. We were wrong about Melo. This fucking narrative about him was wrong. We might have to make a move.
I think it's they're scared to take the chance. Just like
I think that's what it is too.
Take the chance on signing J.R. Smith after he ran the other direction on the playoffs. It's like with your track record,
Right.
you know, and I have to see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I was signing J.R. Smith off ability, not off of track record. You see
Exactly.
what I'm saying? Which is another reason why Jamal Crawford or Iman Shumpert, again, like when Shumpert plays defense. A lot of players don't play defense. He's a known defender. He's gonna play hard. Like Jamal Crawford is a walking bucket, so I don't see why Carmelo, who can score inside and out, is not on the team. It doesn't make sense to me.
And just like one more thing on that, bro, like these dudes who are walking buckets who aren't on a team, I also think a part of it has to do with all this analytics shit and how these dudes like Daryl Moore and everything, they don't know basketball, but like Stephen A said, they know numbers. So when they look at numbers and they say, all right, this guy's volume 4 and this guy's plus minus and all this shit, and like that's how they make decisions. And I think it's gone so far the other way where it used to be somebody just watches basketball and you could tell that dude is a good player, that dude is not a good player, and now it's just like it doesn't even matter kind of the eye test. It's just all what analytics tell you, and I feel like it's gone so far the other way. It needs to sway back to like the middle somewhere.
That is a big deal with Max Kellerman and Steve A when they argue a lot, and Max Kellerman says something outlandish, and he'll bring up the stat. We're like, Max, that stat has nothing to do with the ability of the player, Max. Exactly. You're just talking about stats right now. Stats is not in-game performance.
No.
Stats is not clutch. Stats is not, kill Mamba factor when Kobe is shooting all the shots in the fourth. It's not. You can't stat that. All right. So it messes it up, but it gives. I guess it just gives the level of difficulty too, though, to be efficient. They like efficiency. The efficiency does matter, because the 50, 40, 90 club ain't easy to get in with, Steph and Dirk and them, they're consistently in it. So efficiency does matter too. So I see both sides of it. Yeah. I don't agree with both sides every time, but I see both sides.
Yeah. So the Warriors are 0-2. They were down by 33 at halftime during the Thunder game, and bro, they just look like terrible. Like they lost a ton of players. Like we were talking about. Klay Thompson out with an injury, KD, Boogie, Livingston, Quinn Cook, you said, and we're forgetting, and Livingston, Iguodala. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on kind of what's happened to this once unstoppable team, and do you think they could use Melo at all?
I think the table has turned tremendously. I think they said the dynasty is over when KD left, and they were not lying. It broke apart, and Melo... he would help them scoring wise. Yeah, he could definitely fill in the spot. And when Klay comes back, ain't no telling what they could be. But the defensive end and their bench, I don't think their bench is deep enough. They need an inside presence. They really need an inside presence off the bench.
Like a rim protector.
Facts. I mean, Kaltenstein is long, but he ain't gonna go out there and get the rebounds that we need for them. D'Angelo Russell, Steph shooting up all the threes that they shoot.
Word. And you were talking about your beanie before, your Knicks beanie, how you love your beanie, and how you were a big Knicks fan when Melo was here. So what are your thoughts on what's happened to the organization, the franchise, after Melo got traded and apparently everything was going to be all right and the Knicks were finally going to start winning games because of this cancerous Melo on the team? So what are your thoughts on what's happening with this team and just the direction they're moving in?
Things were good when Porzingis was still there. He still had hope. I mean, I thought Porzingis could have brought some better people up there, but when he went to Dallas, it was like, we got Ntilikina and, who else? And then the off season came, they got a few, B+, C+, players to come in, Kevin Knox has stepped up tremendously. RJ Barrett is definitely doing his job. He showed me way more than he did in the summer league. So RJ Barrett can definitely, do his thing when he wants to. He definitely has the green light. So I see him doing a lot this year.
Yeah, man. That dude just gets in the paint like at ease. Like whenever the fuck he wants to. He's just like a bully, and he's not like crazy big. I think he's like 6'6" or some shit like that, and he just like he bodies people in the paint, and it's man impressive. Like we're talking about real quick before that, the summer league. Like remember how much shit everyone was saying? Like they were writing him off after like 5 like mediocre summer league games, and
I ain't gonna lie, I definitely was one of those people.
You wrote him off.
This and he didn't he wasn't showing improvement. Like, everybody else was still playing their game, and I guess he was just overthinking it. But when he plays in these NBA games, all right, he's comfortable. he's comfortable now. I can definitely say that.
So, do you still watch Knicks games? Like, what do you think about Fizdale, if you do, or just kind of his lack of offense, his decision with Frank, and barely playing the dude, playing him 11 seconds and shit like that? What do you think of Fizdale?
Being living in Memphis, I actually like Fizdale because
True.
When I moved up there, Fizdale, he did his job for the group. To me, he was one of the best coaches we had since Lionel Hollins was a good coach for me too. But I like Fizdale. I like the way he coaches. He's very straightforward, but offensively, schemes could be worked on, because it's like we were talking about earlier. The simple pin downs ain't gonna work, and some players fit in certain systems. The players you have a unique set of players who can have to get in the right system to play together. Because like when LeBron and them went their first year together, they didn't they didn't beat Dallas. They lost to Dallas.
Yeah.
Dallas was just a better team all around. They played better as a team. They played both sides of the ball better than Miami. So, the chemistry has to be there as well.
Yeah. I don't really know exactly what happened with the whole Fizdale Marc Gasol. Do you have any insight on what the fuck happened with them and kind of what led to like the demise of Fizdale over there?
I have no idea. There's stories and stories. Everybody in Memphis talk. I don't know. Straightforward. I don't know. I don't see it going how everybody's saying.
And that's a Memphis native saying, I have no idea what the fuck.
I don't dabble into that. I want to get it straight from the source. If I ain't get it from the source, then I don't know. Like if it ain't Woj, it ain't real.
Facts. We saw that how many times this summer?
That's what I tell people, that if it ain't Woj, it ain't real. That's what I tell people.
If it ain't Woj, it ain't real.
Yeah, for real. Look, if he ain't
Shams is good too.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that.
Shams is alright.
If you really want to know, did this really happen? Is this true? Somebody getting traded? You know who got it. You know who gets it first.
Facts. All right, so you told me that after the whole Rocket situation happened, you were looking for a team, you were a free agent, and you liked a player, which led you to becoming a fan of a team. So what team was that? Why'd you kind of start liking them, and how has it been?
I was always an Embiid fan. I liked Embiid, the people talking about the injuries and stuff. When he came back and showed improved, like how much of an impact he is on the floor, on both sides. He stretches the floor because he can shoot. He can take over from the inside and the outside. He can stop your best player. You saw what he did to Giannis last year, even though they lost.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear none of that stuff, but Embiid is just, he's dominant, man. You ain't never seen you haven't seen a big man do it like this in Shaq. I ain't gonna lie. If you see that, Boogie was close.
Just what, overall dominance?
Just taking over a game by yourself, without any
AD?
Or what I'm saying, he doesn't have to have like when Jimmy and them didn't play early, or before Tobias got there. He had nobody but JJ Redick and Ben. Ben ain't got no jump shot, so he's basically the offense if JJ not open. So if you need an ISO bucket, who they gonna go to? Embiid. He showed improved that. So I mean, another player does that is Cat, but Cat's in Minnesota, so he does.
Yo, he's looking good this year, bro.
I like people saying that. I got into it with somebody the other day on Twitter. He's
why don't think
he's the third best big man. He ain't
in the league?
Yeah, he ain't top 2.
But bro, he's looking nice this year. I think the Wolves are 3-0.
We'll see how they finish.
Wait, so what's it been like being a Philly fan? I mean, obviously they had that tough Kawhi shot last year in the playoffs, but overall, like
before, even when Jimmy had first got there last year, people was like, "How is they gonna work? Jimmy gonna blow y'all locker room up?" I was on Twitter arguing every day, like, "Bro, Jimmy is here for defense. Jimmy left because people didn't want to play defense, and they in Philly, everybody on the team wants to play both sides of the ball. So when you win and when you in that environment, you just want to win, They're
Yeah.
gonna thrive in that. And you showed when he had to get the game winners, that's what he did.
He was
So
clutch, bro. He
when
was
he
clutch.
left, it was a big hurt. But they filled spots. They did what they were supposed to do. I wish we would have kept JJ as well. That's the only Dookie I respect being a Tar Heel. I love Tar Heel, so I don't mess with the Dookies like that. But I respect JJ. I respect him. I respect him a lot.
I think a lot of people underrated Butler's departure from Philly. I feel like for whatever reason, bro, they just like, all right, he's leaving at the end of the year, so whatever. And I don't really know. You probably know more than me. I don't feel like Philly really made it a priority to sign him,
They
or
did.
he just
They did
already like had his mind made up
because
or whatever. But
because they knew whether they won with him or without him, it was more like a Kawhi Leonard thing. Like, we know that your contract is up for this year. We
yeah,
know you're gonna want this X amount of money, and we have the pieces that we have already. So if we win with you and you leave, that's gonna be great, Kawhi Leonard. If you leave, still we're gonna fill the pieces, and we're still gonna be us. Because
right.
when he left, they grabbed Al Horford, which is a big, great defensive spot that was filled when Jimmy left. You know what I'm saying? They got Josh Richardson, so he plays both sides of the ball. He's a great wing defender. He's gonna do the things that Jimmy Butler can do on a lower level. Because Jimmy Butler's elite. Josh Richardson he's still gonna do the same amount of things that he did. It's not like they lost a lot,
Right.
but he was a big loss. I am gonna say that
Yeah.
he was a big loss.
So, bro, I may or may not have been stalking your Twitter before to see what you've been saying about Melo and kind of ask you a question about that. So you tweeted out something where you said you got scrutinized for wearing Melo's last signature shoe all the time, and that people were just like shitting on you for rocking Melo. So I just want to know, what shoes were you wearing? What were people saying, and just how'd you respond to people talking shit about some Melos?
I think they're in my closet right now. I have his last signature shoe, the M13.
Yeah.
Which was released the summer before last, before they canceled his shoe and they gave Russell his shoe. Y'all think Jordan, y'all think y'all slick. Y'all not slick. I noticed this. All right, I noticed this. As soon as his shoe got canceled, Russell got his shoe released like 2-3 months later. But I definitely have some M13s. Some people ask me about them, like, hey, what are those? Why are you wearing those? Like, these are Melos, bro. Don't worry about it. Like, some people like, those look good. What are those?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
these are Melos. So like, you wouldn't know. You're not a real fan, so it's okay. But yeah, I got the Melo M13s. I play basketball in them. I don't wear them out.
Right. Are those the only ones you had, or you had like a bunch of shoes before that?
Oh, the Melo? Oh man, look. In 5th grade, when the 1.5s came out, me and Spencer, shout out to Spencer wherever you are in life. Me and Spencer were the only ones in school with the Melos. All right, we had the first Melo, the 1.5s.
Yo, hold up. We couldn't see you for like a couple seconds.
Oh, you got it back?
Yeah.
The Melo 1.5s. Me and Spencer were the first people at school with those shoes, the white and blue ones.
The white and light blue.
They had the little tag on the side. You see what I'm saying? Yes, I've been the Melo a long time. I had those. The only ones I skipped out on were the ugly ones that went from like the M9 to the M12. All the other ones I hadn't hooped in, and they were.
Wait, you didn't like the M9s?
Some were more comfortable than others. Some had when they went to the hard bottom, it wasn't
The flight plate.
That's exactly what I didn't like. The flight plate. That was not it. When they went back to the Zoom, because those have Zoom big.
The 13s are fucking nice. Yeah.
I love those. They handle so good. They still hoop like I just got them. Like, man.
Wait, you said from the M9 to the M12. You didn't like the M9s?
Mm-hmm.
Them, you know which ones the M9s are, right? The one with like the interwoven, like it's like a watch and shit. They didn't have the flight plate.
Well, maybe it was because them was the bulky ones. Because I love all the other ones were slim. They had the narrow. They all the top narrow. The ones that I had.
Right. Bro, it's good to see somebody who like fucks with the shoes like that. Cause it was the same way for me. Like I would wear Melos, and people a lot of time would be like, "Yo, what are those?" And most of the time it was like, "What the fuck are those? Like, why are you wearing those?" And then like a couple times you'd be like, "Yo, those are like fucking clean." I'm like, "Yeah, they're fucking Melos." Like,
it's a big give and take. It's a big give and take. It's hard. Because I played basketball a lot, so I always had a lot of shoes. So when I actually wear the Melos, I do get that same reaction all the time. It's like, Are you? That's a jump man. You hooping in a. What is that? It's like, bruh, it's okay. I don't care what you talking about. You don't know why I'm wearing these.
Right.
Like, the reason you got those on is because your team bought those. I'm wearing these because Carmelo is like better than your favorite player. So that's how I feel when I talk to people.
We're gonna do a little new segment here on Control the Narrative called Bar for Bar, inspired by your very own YouTube show. So definitely, guys, check that out. Link's gonna be in the description. A lot of dope shit on there, and he definitely deserves a lot more views. So check that shit out and give him a subscription and retweet it too. So, bro, we're gonna ask you who said it, where is it from, what song, and which bar you like better, one or the other.
Hope I can get them.
You ready?
Yeah.
So this first one, it's kind of easy. See if you get it. Am I Jewel's Blue and Yellow? The type of shit that make him call you Carmelo.
Oh man, see, that's definitely Wayne. That's Wayne right there.
Wayne. What song? You remember the song?
What song is it? Wayne has so many songs. Oh man, what song is that?
You want a hint?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, this is probably gonna give it away, but 3 other like big time rappers were on this record. T.I. was on it.
Carmelo. Oh my God! It's so look. Wayne
Kanye was on it.
Feature. Oh, is this Swagger Like Us?
Yeah, Swagger Like Us.
Yeah, Kanye. Okay, yeah. He was on every feature from 2007
Yeah, he
2009. So Wayne could have killed anybody.
Yeah, he owned that era, bro.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's the first one. Second one, little bit of a newer song. Mobbing on a hoodie like Melo. Come out the pretty motherfucker like hello. Hello.
I don't know who said that, but I like it because it was a Melo reference.
Yeah.
Who said that?
No idea?
Nope, not at all.
Beyonce on The Black Effect.
Beyonce.
From the Carter's album, yeah, bro.
Beyonce. I see it. Look, Jay-Z. Jay-Z be pissing me off because he be saying he retired and he not retired and he won't. So I miss it. I ain't gonna lie, I miss Jay-Z though. I ain't gonna lie where I miss.
Alright, so
I'm a Nas fan though, but go ahead.
Which one do you like better? You think Wayne's bar is harder? You think Mobbing in a Hoodie Like Melo is harder?
No, I think that the Wayne. I think
Wayne
the Wayne.
was harder. I gotta agree with you.
I'm pretty sure Hov wrote that and gave it to her. I don't know if she said that. I don't know if she watched Melo like that.
Yeah. I doubt it. Alright, word. First one, you picked Wayne. You're 1 for 2 right now. Next one. Sleeping with your missus. Call me Young Melo, cause scoring is my shit, boy.
That sounds like one of them young rappers. That would sound like one of them young rappers. I'm just gonna guess. I'm gonna guess a New York rapper. I'm gonna go A Boogie with the hoodie. I'm just gonna guess that.
Troy Ave.
Troy. See, I was close to the New York rapper.
Yeah.
Troy Ave.
Troy Ave on All About the Money, bro. It's good. It's literally like the chorus is all about Melo. So check that shit out after.
You know what's funny? You know what's really, really funny about this? Troy Ave is the reason why Urban Plaza got shut down.
Yeah, bro. With the T.I. concert, I was supposed to be at that shit.
That's where all the battle raps are for the URL.
Oh, is it?
URL. So when that happened, we had to shut down for a couple months, and we didn't have no events because the Urban Plaza was shut down. Troy Ave, but it's cool though. It's cool though. We get our events now, and they moved around. Shout out to Troy Ave for making that happen.
Bro, I was supposed to be at that concert. I was going to school right over there at the time, and I was like texting all my friends. Like T.I. is my favorite rapper of all time, so.
Bro,
yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I love T.I.
That's my guy, bro. I think still to this day, I think he's fucking. He puts out good shit. People just don't like to listen to it because they think he's washed or whatever.
He's up there, bro. He has probably one of the first albums I said I can listen to start to finish and not skip anything.
Which one?
Trap Music, Urban Legend, King, and T.I. versus T.I.P.
Yeah.
That it was just like that was the pivotal moment of the top of everything.
Yeah.
Like he's next level, bro. This man made an album with 2 of himself.
Yeah, really
like, come on, bro. Like,
it's the only competition for him at the time.
What are we talking about? Like, what happened?
I said that's the only competition he had for himself at the time.
That's a fact. That's a fact. He was running the game. He came back with big shit popping, and everybody everybody, their mama singing big shit popping, little shit stopping. That's everybody motto now. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Tip is definitely a monumental rapper, definitely.
Yeah, bro. So I was supposed to go to that fucking concert. Hit up like 15 of my friends, like, yo, anybody want to come? Anybody want to come? No, nobody wanted to go. I found out later there's a shooting backstage, so everything happens for a reason, bro. I remember seeing like the videos of everybody running out and me just being like,
that's tough.
Shit, bro. And another quick little story on that is, you know Hustle Gang, like T.I.'s record label and all? I went to a Hustle Gang concert. This was probably like a year after that at BB King's in Times Square. And it was like T.I., B.O.B., Young Dro, all those dudes. And at the end, they like turned the lights off and they like threw money like into the crowd. And there was like maybe a stack of like 15 singles or whatever. And like they just started replaying the music and shit. I think they were playing forgot what the big hit. Maybe it was About the Money or some shit. And they threw that shit and it sounded like a big bang and shit. I got like hit in my shoulder, a stack of like 15 of them, hit him on my fucking shoulder. And bro, like I thought I got like shot or some shit at first. Like it didn't feel like
Bro.
I got shot, but bro, that shit just scared the fuck out of me. So yeah, shout out to Trey for doing those. But word. All right, so that's the first part of that one. And then the second one, New Maybach's Boy, that's way out of your range. All the chicks came like we had a Knicks game. Carmelo numbers 1st and the 15th. Not like a crazy popular song, but
I want to know where you finding these Melo bars.
I fucking listen to music just to get these Melo references.
You did some you did some research. I don't have no clue.
No clue?
I'm gonna guess a New York rapper. I'm gonna say Fat Joe.
No. That was actually Rick Ross on O'Marion's Let's Talk.
Rose. Which album that on?
What'd you say?
Which album was that on the Rick Ross?
I have no idea. I just know the song name is Let's Talk.
All right, okay.
Yeah, check that. So out of those two, the Troy Ave, Call Me Young Melo, 'cause scoring is my shit, or Rick Ross, All the Chicks Came like we had a Knicks game, Carmelo numbers 1st and the 15th.
Yeah, I like the Rose.
Rose.
Because he delivers everything so richly. If that's a word. He delivers it with a rich arrogance. That's what I want to call it. That rich rap. That's what he got.
Word. All right, and last one, these two bars. These are a little bit longer and a little bit harder, in my opinion. We'll see if you agree. First one. I know you loving how I do it when I switch up the nizam. Skinny, diggy, and your city getting chizange. Like I'm Carmelo, meet me in the gizame. Yeah, man on you sucker. Yeah, man on these hoes. You gotta know this one.
That sounds like some Fabulous. That's what that sounds like. But I don't know who that is.
Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi.
You don't know the song Ashton Kutcher? Or Ashton Kutcher, I think it's called?
I wish I was a Kid Cudi fan like that. I like 2 Kid Cudi songs, though. If you play any of these 2 Kid Cudi songs out, it's that John with Too Short. I see pretty girls. That John, bro. Yeah. I like that. That one right there. That one's hard. Yeah, that one and that it's another one.
Day and Night.
Yeah, Day and Night. I used to listen at 3 in the morning. You smoke by yourself 3 in the morning? Oh yeah, Day and Night get done.
But that Ashton Kutcher, it's either Ashton Kutcher or I think he renamed it Ashton Kutcher or some shit. That was like a throwback song. That one, yeah, that was a Melo Nuggets reference right there. So that's that one. And then the last one. Let's see if you get this one. This one's a little bit longer. Sounded like a 5th or a 9. Couldn't tell though. All of a sudden thunder. It might have been Hoodie Mellow. You soft as put in jello. We'll come to your hood and hello. Wave at it everybody. Ain't trying to be put in jail though. All I know is that the Lambo look good in yellow. And I be swerving potholes in every hood and ghetto.
I like that. Who? I don't know who that is.
Fab.
That's Fab?
That was Fab on F vs. J intro. You know the Freddie vs. Jason album with Jada?
Oh, and him and Jada kiss? Hey, look. I listened to that one time.
You like it?
Just because I wanted to see what they was going to do together. Because I like when good rappers do stuff.
Yeah.
Like, with other good rappers. But sometimes You're better by yourself.
So you didn't like that album?
I mean, it was cool. I ain't listened to it again. It was cool. I listened to you listen to What a Time to Be Alive?
Of course.
You listen to Super Slimy?
No, I don't know what that is.
Oh, you ain't listen to Super
What is it?
Slimy? Past Future and Young Thug, they got one together.
Oh, yeah.
That one's crazy.
What? Of course, Watch the Throne.
Watch the Throne. All right, look, I have a problem with Watch the Throne.
Why?
Because there's some Tennessee rappers, Don Tripp and Starlito, who had dropped Step Brothers, and Starlito's song had a song called "I Go Ham." Everybody knows this song. He has a remix with Gucci Mane and everything. The song's called "I Go Ham." So when they dropped the song "I Go Ham," everybody want to start saying "I Go Ham" now, and we've been saying it for like 2-3 years now. If everybody wants to quote me on this, look this up. Starlito 615 had a song called "I Go Ham," so they stole it. I don't care what nobody said, they stole it. That's the stuff. I'm sorry, I'm biased.
All right, we'll look that shit up. But you didn't like the fucking rest of the album, bro?
No, I love the album.
I was gonna say, you're like, I have a fucking problem because they stole that shit.
I have a big problem with that, but I love the album.
Bro, that's my favorite album of all time.
That man Kanye said, "Sorry, I'm in pajamas, but I just got off the PJ." I was like, "Oh my god."
Bro, that whole album too. That was like an album for me that I have like a couple CDs in my car that I like rotate every once in a while, and that like from start to finish, not a single skip.
Definitely.
All right, but wait, so you're gonna pick that Fab line over?
Yeah, that Fab definitely got picked.
Yeah, and give Freddie vs. Jason another shot, bro. Check that out.
I really should.
Yeah.
Because I think as much as I listen to like bars and lyrics, because battle rap is just a lot of lyrics. Like mainstream rap is not like appeasing to me.
Yeah.
Because I watch battle rap so much, and all these bars make sense. Like it's thought out, it's intricate, it's woo. Y'all don't watch battle rap, you should. But yeah, I'll go listen to it. I should go. Is it on Spin Rhythm?
I'm not sure.
Because that's where I get my mixtapes from. I'm sure it ain't on Apple Music. If it is on Apple Music, I'll get it.
Or Spotify or some shit.
Okay, yeah.
But wait, so those are the bars. So out of all of them, if you had to pick one of them,
I'm probably gonna go with with mine, because I brought one too.
Let's hear it.
I'm balling with nuggets like fucking I'm Carmelo. Not a whip got much rooms, Portobello. J. Cole said that.
What song is that off?
That's J. Cole, Premeditated Murder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout
out to Cole World.
But there's a lot. Like Melo's like name dropped in like a decent amount of songs. Just because like the Elo is like very easy. Hello, yeah, like mad shit to rhyme it with. All right, so we're nearing the end of the show right now, and this is kind of where we give everybody, all of our guests, the opportunity to control the narrative about whatever it is that they want to control. So what do you think that people rate too highly, people rate too lowly, if that's even a fucking word, or just people have something misunderstood? What do you think? What narrative do you want to control?
Okay, all right. It's a two-part. The first one is Melo deserves to be in the league. Point blank, that's the first thing. I have to let that be known because that's why we're here. But I get flack for this all the time. I think C.J. McCollum is a better shooting guard than Bradley Beal. I get a lot of flack about, C.J. Not being as big and not finishing as good as him, and I don't want to hear that. His shot selection is better. He's a better basketball player overall. To me, Bradley Beal might play a lick more defense, maybe a lick. He might just be more physical.
Even that's arguable.
Yeah, it's arguable. I'll take the argument with anybody because I argue about it a lot. Because CJ shows improves. All right,
he's nice.
Because when Dame was broke after he showed up against Russell and got Russell and them up out of there, he was nowhere to be found. And CJ was carrying the team. Y'all better go check them stats and shooting percentages. Dame was not doing no work in them playoffs. I watched those games. But yeah, I got CJ McCollum better than Bradley Beal. I get that. I argue about the top 5 shooting guards a lot, and they never want to put CJ McCollum in there. They want to put Zach LaVine in there.
That's crazy.
Drew Holiday, usually. And then a lot of people don't like me saying this. I got Clay being a better shooting guard than Jimmy Butler. That's just me personally because
I know. I think a lot of people agree with that.
Man, you should hear the arguments
Really?
that I have to put up with in Memphis, bro.
Really?
Man, look, man, if I can make a phone call, the Jimmy Butler argument, they swear up and down that his defense is just that much better than Clay's. Like, come on, man. Clay plays both sides. It might not be as physical or as hyper as you would like to see, but Clay definitely can stay in front of it.
Yeah, bro, he's a lockdown defender.
Yes, for real.
Right. All right, so C.J. McCollum over Bradley Beal. It's interesting. Might have to tweet that out and see what people think.
Yeah, I do that. I really want to see what they say.
Alright, we will. All right, bro. First off, I want to thank you for hopping on and joining Control the Narrative, taking some time out of your night. Wanted to know if there's anything you wanted to plug. I know hold on. I know you got your own YouTube show going on, so if you wanted to plug that, tell people what it's about real quick and why they should head over to your channel.
Man, it's I Ain't What You Ain't Me, bar for bar. I just break down battle rap. If you don't know what that is, it's like 8 Mile, but in real life, it's 3 rounds. They bring their bars and see who's better lyrically. So if you're not into that, if you're into Wildin' Out, there's a couple people on there you might know. Charlie Clips, Hitman Holler, the Sharon. All 3 of them are real battle rappers. Conceited was the first one to make it. So if you didn't know that, you should look that up. Conceited. All of them people, URLTV.tv. They'll be there, and then you can look up bar for bar, and I'll pop up doing battles. So
and we'll put the link in the description too.
Facts. That's a big fact.
But word, bro. Appreciate you coming on and helping control this Melo narrative because we need all the fucking help we can get right now, and hopefully we get our boy back in the league soon.
Free Melo.
Free Melo, bro. Appreciate you hopping on.
Get my jersey back in there. Hey, free Melo.
Oak Hill. Second straight week with the fucking Oak Hill jersey on the show. Let's go, bro.
Got to. You gotta put on.
I appreciate you, bro.
No problem.
All right, peace.